mean, look at this queue.
I'm absolutely fine. There's no
You're
problem
absolutely
with
fine.
me.
Well, I can't get to the fucking laptop because everyone is just fucking about in this queue. Hey there guys, how's it going? It's Afraid-Not, and today we're going to be talking about The Division. Quite a funny story really. When I uploaded a video before talking about the PvE, and we'll refer to the campaign single player or whatever you want to call it as PvE, I wasn't too impressed. As you could probably tell in the video, it was kind of like, to me, the PvE side of things was very run-of-the-mill, didn't offer anything new, wasn't very innovative, and the fun that I had was actually in the Dark Zone playing with some friends. And I thought really, just off the basis of that, I didn't think that this game was really worth my money. Wasn't worth a full-blown purchase, 40 quid, 50 quid or whatever it is to buy. So I thought against getting it. But anyway, it turns out that a deal come up for a graphics card, and it was a deal that I just couldn't refuse, and it had The Division included in it, but it was obviously for PC. But I think in a nutshell, I am pretty happy that I got it and I've played it. I mean, I've got my way all the way up to level 30 now. Only just level 30, so I haven't really experienced any of the end game content. So this isn't like a proper review. It's kind of a first impressions, because I think I've put about 20 hours into it and into an RPG, because really this is what it is. It's an RPG shooter. I think about 20 hours can really only validate a first impression, not a full review, because you just need to have so many more hours, because obviously there's got a lot more content than just 20 hours worth. What I am going to say, I think I'll probably start off with the positives, although I might throw a few negatives in the same kind of breath. Now, when I said about the PvE content being very samey, or I could see it being very samey and not offer anything new, I wasn't wrong. I mean, it's good at what it does, but it really doesn't offer anything new. And all of the side missions are all pretty much the same. All of the main missions, that you got a bit of different dialogue to it, but really it's essentially the same thing. You go to one place, you fight off a wave of enemies, move to the next place, fight off that wave, mission complete, you get your loot, etc. I mean, it's very much the same. I mean, all of the enemies that you tend to face are all exactly the same. I mean, do I have a major problem with that? Not really. I've enjoyed my time with this game, and I enjoyed my time with Destiny. I know that the missions and all that kind of stuff is very similar, and by the way, if anyone actually compares this game with Destiny, they are so wrong. It's nothing like Destiny. It really isn't. I mean, they have very little similarities, but really, you can't compare the two games. You can't say that, oh yeah, because you like Destiny, you can't like this, or vice versa. I mean, I've seen them arguments put across, and that is totally ridiculous. This is its own beast. So my point really is that when I play Destiny, you're fighting the same people, and all the missions are the same, and also it's very similar in this case. And I would have liked a little bit more variety, and I don't really like the way that the bosses in this game, or quote unquote bosses, it's just like a yellow bar enemy. I mean, they just take more bullets. They don't offer anything different. They really don't. Which I kind of see that as like a little bit of a missed opportunity. I feel like the end game bosses, or whatever you want to call it, the end of mission bosses, they could try and fight you in a different way, or use different tactics, or you have to use different tactics, or do something different to be able to kill these specific people. That would have been better. But still, the realism whole thing in this game really does bug me still. It's like it's going for a completely realistic look on New York, and by the way, it is beautiful, it is stunning, and it's the way they've designed the map is just beautiful, and I love being in The Division. I like the area, but I just don't like the whole everything's realistic kind of feel to it. Like all the guns, none of the guns are fun. I mean, obviously when you get up the higher levels you get better guns, and then obviously you go and take on the enemies, you tend to kill them quicker. That's really it. There's nothing really fun to it, but I will say that the combat system is very good. It's done very, very well. I enjoy it. It's not really something that I tend to enjoy. I don't really enjoy third person shooters. I've never really been into Gears of War or anything like that, so I haven't got much experience in it, but this game will definitely make me open my eyes a little bit more to some other third-person shooter games, because this game, what it does really well. There's a couple of more things that this game does really well, but it also niggles me in some ways because of the way that it's been implemented. Now, I think that the UI system is great. I think it's very simple. I think it's very, very good the way that you can look at your character and upgrade certain things and mod your guns and mod your armor and things like that. I think it's done really, really well. But some things that really niggle me are just the way that it's worded. Like the top stuff that you get, which I would know as like exotic, it's known as high end in this game. I mean, to me, I know it sounds so ridiculous, but things like that just really annoy me. And what I would regard as legendary, the purple stuff, it's superior, or whatever it's called. I mean, it's so simple. It just seems like they're going for the really simple names as well. I know it sounds really ridiculous, but it really annoys me. It's just like, just call it what it is, and what everyone who plays RPGs knows it as. One thing I will say just about it being on PC is that this is a fantastic port. It really is. And now I know know I've got a GTX 970. It's not like a high-end graphics card. I'd say at the moment it's mid-range, and it is very, very good. The port is just excellent. There's so many different options that you can pick from. I could probably run this game in ultra, but I would definitely sacrifice some frame rate, and for me I think frame rate is key. I love to have, you know, a consistent 60 frames plus when playing PC, and I'm playing it on high with all the settings on high, and I'm getting, I mean, at the lowest I get is 50, but I average between 60 and 70 frames, and I think it's just a fantastic port. It really is, and just having the amount of options that there is, it's just made it more of a pleasant experience. Now I'm going to talk about the Dark Zone just before this video ends, and the Dark Zone for me isn't as interesting as it was when I was playing it on PS4. Now, that's not to say that it's bad, because I haven't put that many hours into it. I think I'm only up to like level 18, I think, in the Dark Zone, maybe even 15, something like that. I've played it a little bit, but I just feel like some of the areas are good and some of them are really bad. So if you're, let's say, you go into an area at level 15 or something, you've got a lot, it seems like you've got a lot to do, a lot of AI, a lot of people around, and then when you move up to sort of between sort of 18 and 21, there's that area, it's just nothing there. It's just buildings, it's just a couple of AI, nothing, like really nothing major. There's not many places to quote unquote farm for loot or even see people. I barely see anyone in this Dark Zone. Maybe just be me and my experience and lack of experience of being in the Dark Zone, but I don't really see a lot of people. Obviously I've seen people, but definitely not many people that have been rogue. I think that I've killed one person that was rogue, that was it, and I need to play it a lot more, and I've kind of have put it off a little bit because I wanted to wait till I was level 30, so then when I started getting loot from the Dark Zone, it was actually loot worth keeping, because it just seems at the moment, obviously with the pacing of the game, you pick up something at level 20 which is really, really good, and then when you get to like 23, 24, it's totally useless. So I just kind of want to get to level 30, which I am now, jump in the Dark Zone and really farm for loot then, because that's loot that I'm going to be keeping obviously for the end game. So I'm going to play a little bit more of that. I might make another video just talking about the Dark Zone a little bit more when I reach it to max level or whatever. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a rating, let me know in the comments how you're getting on with the game, and yeah, I'll speak to you guys on the next one. Take care.